maybe a little bit tonight.
Okay.
That's a possibility. Northwest Oklahoma, maybe a few passing flurries. It doesn't look like a big deal, but that colder air comes in, kind of wrings a little moisture out. Maybe a little bit for the Panhandle. We'll talk more about that here coming up. But right now, the story is wind chills. 42 this morning, wind chill at 38, which isn't terribly cold, but is cold enough. You will need the coat, maybe the gloves, maybe the seat heaters here starting off this morning. And so wind chills will be the story as we go from today into tomorrow. Wind chills right now running in the 20s and the 30s. This is behind a cold front that right now runs from about a Hobart to Oklahoma City to Tulsa line, and that front will start sliding on in today. So as it noses in, it's going to shove down into southern Oklahoma. So cold wind chills today in the 30s. That's what you want to prepare for today going into this evening. If you've got some Friday evening plans, we'll try to nose it up a little bit toward 4 o'clock today. But it's going to be a cold day today, cold into this evening as wind chills drop down into the 20s. If you're out late this evening into tonight, teens and 20s. So grab a coat. You'll need that here for your evening plans. And then very cold waking up for your Saturday morning, where wind chills drop down into the teens and low 20s. So very cold conditions into your Saturday with those wind chills rebounding into the mid-30s. Winds will die off heading into Saturday afternoon. Checking your current weather going on right now, that cold front is pushing in. It's kind of stalled out right now. 52 in Jones, still 34 in El Reno. So there's a pretty good range from one side of the metro to the other, but eventually that front will nose in as it pushes through. Everybody should be turning colder today. Wind chills right now range from 24 in the colder air in El Reno, currently 47 in Midwest City, and 38 currently around OKC. Temperatures today by afternoon will be in the 40s for most of us. So while maybe a few 50s now, it's going to cool off some. Mid to upper 40s are on the way today. Here's your metro weather. We'll put it partly cloudy, maybe a few clouds for a while, kind of nosing through today. 46 at noontime, 47 are high, so no big range in temperatures. It's just going to be kind of chilly here coming up today with those north winds blowing 15 to 30 miles per hour, a few higher gusts than that here coming up today. And all that wind means allergy counts. The cedar pollen has kicked in now. It is cedar season, and we have a cedar alert here today. If you struggle with your cedar pollen, even if you don't, you can feel it. Itchy skin, watery eyes, congestion, sneezing, all that good allergic stuff is possible again today. 30s and 40s around the state, even 50s in southeast Oklahoma. Winds right now running 10, 15, 20 miles per hour, so they're not really strong quite yet, but they will be picking up here later today. 20s and 30s on those wind chills starting off this morning. So here's the cold front nosing on down through Oklahoma, setting up colder air, blowing in. North winds will nose down into Texas. Cold conditions behind that front. And that'll be the story today. There's that little patch of snow I showed you. Northwest Oklahoma, the Panhandle. We'll talk a bit more about that here, but not a whole lot expected from that. Overnight tonight into tomorrow, on into Sunday. Looks cold. By Sunday afternoon, south winds return. That'll start a warming trend. That'll take us into next week as a ridge builds up over Oklahoma. That'll warm our temperatures back up from Tuesday into Wednesday. Maybe some 70s by Wednesday. By Thursday morning, a little system will move across. Might provide a slight chance of some rain for our region. We'll watch that, and then drying out. Generally a quiet pattern. A little cooler coming up over the weekend next week, but really overall looks pretty good. 40s and 50s for highs coming up for today. There may be a rain chance today in East Oklahoma. A few showers are possible there. And then there's your snow chance, especially toward the Panhandle, mainly a few passing flurries in the western sides of the state. And there might be a spot or two in the Panhandle that picks up close to an inch of snowfall, but mainly just a very light event. But it kind of shows you it's going to be cold overnight tonight into Saturday morning as lows bottom out in the 20s, near 30. We'll be in the low to middle 20s, middle to upper 20s by Saturday morning, and then by Saturday afternoon, we'll rebound 30s and some 40s. It's going to be a cold day tomorrow, so grab a coat. You'll need that for your Friday and your Saturday. Cold conditions on the way, but a warm up on the way. Talking 60s and some 70s showing up toward middle parts of next week. Another cold front will dip us back down, but overall, much of next week looking pretty good. That's look at your 9-day forecast. We'll be right back.